Welcome back to Scopper 360, the channel where we dive deep into the stories, history, and real-world performance of the firearms that matter most. Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button, give us a like, and share this video to support the team. Today, we're starting a project that takes a closer look at one of the most misunderstood rifles in America. Some people dismiss it as outdated, others swear by its reliability, and many don't really know what makes it stand apart from the sea of AR-15s and modern carbines. I'm talking about the Ruger Mini 14, a rifle with over 50 years of service that has carved out a place in ranches, patrol cars, and even Hollywood movies. But here's the catch. Behind its classic wooden stock and unassuming look lies a story that Ruger themselves don't always put on the front page. What makes the Mini 14 so unique? Why has it survived so many changes in the market? And is it still worth your money in 2025? Stick around, because in this review we're going to explore its origins, its strengths, its flaws, and I'll give you my honest opinion on whether the Mini 14 is still a smart buy today. To understand the Mini 14, we have to rewind the clock back to the early 1970s. At that time, the United States military had fully embraced the M16, a lightweight rifle chambered in 5.56 NATO, while civilian shooters were still adjusting to the idea of small caliber, high-velocity rifles. Bill Ruger, co-founder of Sturm, Ruger & Company, saw an opening in the market. Working alongside Jim Sullivan, one of the engineers who helped design the AR-15, Ruger wanted to create a rifle that offered the rugged dependability of the Montgarand and the M14, but scaled down to use the .223 Remington cartridge. The vision was clear: give civilians and law enforcement a rifle that looked traditional enough to avoid the political and cultural baggage attached to military-style rifles, while still offering modern performance. The result was the Mini 14, a semi-automatic rifle that looked at home in the hands of a rancher or sitting behind the seat of a pickup truck, but inside was built like a true workhorse. Ruger opted for a short-stroke gas piston system, inspired by the Garand's proven action, which kept fouling away from the bolt and ensured smooth cycling even in dirt, dust, or freezing cold. A rotating bolt locked up with confidence, and Ruger's use of investment casting allowed them to produce strong receivers at a lower cost. In short, they built this rifle to outlast its owner, and in many cases, that's exactly what happened. But let's be honest, those early Mini 14s were not known for precision shooting. 4 to 5 minutes of angle was common, and while that was not impressive for target shooters, it was good enough for ranchers, police officers, and homeowners who valued reliability over sub-MOA bragging rights. Over time, the Mini 14 evolved. In 1982, Ruger introduced the ranch rifle variant, which added integral scope mounts and a brass deflector. Later came the Mini 30, chambered in 7.6 Tex 39, appealing to shooters who liked fake ballistics but wanted an American-made rifle with a classic look. Then came the AC 556, a select fire version used by law enforcement and even foreign militaries. Interestingly, because the Mini 14 didn't look as tactical as the AR-15, it often remained legal in states with strict gun laws. In places like California, where AR-15s were heavily restricted, the Mini 14 could still be owned in configurations that would have made an AR illegal. Around 2003, Ruger improved the design by thickening the barrels and adjusting the gas system. This upgrade brought accuracy into the 1.5 to 2 MOA range, making the Mini 14 far more versatile. Recoil remained mild thanks to the piston system, and shooters often describe the Mini 14 as having a certain charm. It balances naturally, mounts like a shotgun, and cycles with a steady push instead of the sharp crack you get from many ARs. It's not just about performance, it's about the feel of shooting it. Inevitably, we have to compare it to the AR-15. In terms of customization and raw accuracy, the AR usually wins. You can buy a budget AR that outgroups a Mini 14 on paper and then modify it endlessly. But not everyone wants a rifle that screams tactical. Not everyone lives in a state where Rs are legal or convenient. The Mini 14 is different. It comes as a finished product. You can sight it in and run it for decades without worrying about upgrades. That simplicity is both its strength and its limitation. In today's market, a Ruger Mini 14 will usually cost around $1,000, depending on the variant. That's similar to many mid-tier AR-15s, so it isn't the cheapest semi-auto you can buy, and it's not the most precise. What you're paying for is proven reliability, classic looks, and legality in restrictive states. In my view, if you want a rifle that just works every single time, it's worth the money. Critics point to expensive factory magazines and limited accuracy compared to precision rifles. But reliability has always been the Mini 1414 calling card. These rifles run in dust, mud, rain, and snow. I've seen ranchers pull one out of a truck after years of neglect, chamber a round, and take down a coyote with no hesitation. That kind of dependability is why the Mini 14 has stayed alive for over 50 years. So where does that leave us in 2025? The Mini 14 is not the flashiest or most customizable rifle on the market. It won't win long-range matches, and it doesn't have the aftermarket support of the AR-15. But it offers something timeless. It's rugged, reliable, simple, and often legal in places where ours are not. It's a rifle that works when the novelty of the latest gear has worn off. And for many shooters, that makes it one of the smartest long-term choices you can make. And that brings us to the end of this review. What do you think about the Ruger Mini 141414? Is it an underrated classic that deserves more recognition? Or is it a relic overshadowed by modern AR platforms? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to Scopper 360, hit that like button, and share this video to help support the channel. Until next time, stay safe, shoot straight, and we'll see you in the next one.